Jesus. Yep, got that one. I think I've got all of them. Don't I just have to like, clear the game by this point? Nice. Nice. Okay. What else we got? We got anything around here? No. Okay. I think that's our new weapon. That's our spark shot. Which I've heard is very different in this game from the original. Attempts to leg zombie.
Damn it.
Wow, that bullet shot the hell out of you, didn't it?
Oh no.
For the lulz. That was on some Dead Space level shit just now. Ah. Oh shit! Fuck! If you don't mind. Okay. Full mag. Did I need that? No, I needed that, you fool. Gimme. This gun fires wired metal prongs into your target, allowing you to fry it with electricity for as long as you have the weapon raised or holding left trigger. And continue to stay focused on your target. However, if you let the gun send too much power over the wires will snap after one final surge. That looks like something you would find in Borderlands. Did that second zombie jump Leon? I can't remember if that second zombie showed up in Leon's game. Well, I've gone from 24 acid rounds to 7 in the course of, like, 20 minutes. I feel like the burn damage lasts longer and does more. Not gonna lie, I may take a break. I may call it tonight before the Birkin fight, just so I can muster up the patience. Because I really don't like that fight. I really hated it. I much prefer the fight outside the elevator tram in the original, where you're fighting. Fuck me! (24-3) acid rounds. You still dead? Good. You're annoying. But I am not that sad about losing those acid rounds if it gets me out of the sewers faster. It's the flame rounds that are really necessary for the lab. What is fighting Super Birkin gonna be like? Jeez. We're going to reload this. Oh, of course. High voltage gun charging takes a while. The needles wire snap easily, but also really packs a punch. We may be using that for Birkin. That might be our anti-son of a Birkin weapon. Let's see. So, let's see. The rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. Right at the end. So, this is the king. First of all, inspect, examine, always. King plug. Knight, but not facing the queen. Queen. And the queen, the king ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight. And the knight ain't where the case marking says. So that the knight doesn't go there. Are we missing a piece? No, we've gotten all the... We've cleared all the items in here. It's just this room. Okay, so pawn. So the knight doesn't go there. Okay, let's clear out... Let's drop this SMG in here for now. Yeah, I'll throw you in there, too. Pawn. Okay, that's right. Rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight. And the knight doesn't go there. Okay. The king ain't next to the queen, so... But facing the knight. Right at the end. But facing the knight right at the end. The bishop, but that's the pawn. The rook. The rook, the rook, the rook piece. It's like, what the hell? I think we're missing something. Okay. The rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight right at the end, and the knight ain't where the case marking says. Let's just experiment a little bit. Rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight. And the knight ain't where the case marking says. At the very end. But at the very end is the pawn. Okay, let's switch these two. No. This is where the bishop was. Okay, I'm not gonna... We're not gonna stay here forever. Hold on. Oh, for crying out loud. The pawn's mislabeled. Alright. I probably figured this out before, but I have, like, less patience now. This is my second run of this game. My second of 4 that I'm planning to do, so I expect my patience to be less and less as time goes on. Okay. So that's hot bullshit. Let's yeah, bishop. Use that. Okay. King and bishop. Queen and rook. Pawn and knight. No. So the bishop was the only one where it was supposed to be. Queen and rook. Knight. Wait a minute. It said the knight was wrong. Open! So these directions weren't exactly great. But... King. No, bishop, bishop, bishop. What am I doing? bishop. And the king goes... So the king's across from the bishop. King, queen, pawn. What in the shit? Rook's next to the knight, but not facing the queen. But not facing the queen. So the... Okay, hold up. Son of a bitch. I know this isn't going to work, but I'm just going to try it anyways. So this solution isn't worth shit. The bishop and queen aren't next to each other. Ah! This is different. Oh, that was worthless. Next to the knight, but not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight right at the end, and the knight ain't where the case marking says. So, the only one that is where it's supposed to be is the pawn. This is different from before. So the queen is not facing the rook. So the king's got to be right here. But not facing the queen. The king ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight. Okay, so the queen... not facing the queen. The queen ain't next to the queen, but facing the knight right at the end, and the knight ain't where the case marking says. What the fuck? I hate you. I hate you, game. I want you to know this. Okay. Ain't no one got time for this shit. So, let's see. Okay. Rook. I've got things precisely backwards. Queen, bishop, king... see, knight, rook, pawn. Knight. No. Rook. Pawn. Alright. Now the question is,
On my way.
do I have the patience for this? Clearly I did not have the patience for that puzzle. Q11 is going to do precisely nothing to this guy. However, the needle cartridges. Alright. Do I have the patience for this? No, I don't. I don't have the patience for this. I don't want to do this. And it's a thing that, like, it's not, it's just, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to fight Birkin. It's not even like a matter of, like, horror, you know? It's like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to drag myself through it. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like they've made a lot of decisions in this game to just make it more tedious and less... There were a lot of concessions made to the player in the name of fun previously in the original version that are no longer present. And it feels like they have gone out of their way in many instances to make certain things more tedious. Like, the boss design in this game is awful. It is straight up bad. Like, the only boss that I've actually enjoyed in this game was like the last fight that Leon had with Birkin, like in the middle of the labs. That was it. That was fun. that was well designed. That was designed with the area you're fighting them in mind. Like, the first fight with Birkin is so tight on resources that I can't help but feel like I'm wasting everything fighting him. You know, I can't help but have that thought in the back of my head. And Mr. X is just... he's just the worst. He just completely destroys the pace of what a Resident Evil game is. Which I'm sure some people really like. But still. You play a Resident Evil game to play Resident Evil. And he flat out, the combat knife's not going to do me any... it might do me some good. I'm more likely to lose the combat knife, though, against him than I am to, like... Yeah, just put that in there for now. Good on health. I'm very good on health. Which is good, because from this point forward, green herbs are a... There's only, like, a few of them left. And, like, I still don't like this fight. There's no skill, really, or resource management. Like, it isn't... You know, Resident Evil is a lot like a strategy game. You know, it's a lot of, like, management of resources, and a lot of the time the boss fight is either won or lost long before you walk in the room to fight the boss. Like, it's won or lost depending on how well you've managed your resources over the course of the game, or at least the last few hours of the game. But Birkin doesn't... Like, you haven't been playing the game for really long enough to accrue for that to be... For that to matter with first Birkin. And, like, at the point you face him, you haven't been playing the game for that long. For long enough to, like, accrue sufficient enough arsenal to feel comfortable in taking him on, which is fine. It's a horror game. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable, but... This encounter is... Well, for one, it already happened in the A game, so why is it happening in the B game? But also, for another thing, it's just... It doesn't require management or skill. It's just running and luck, really, that you can manage to keep them in one place for long enough for the quick time event to drag its ass to, like, hit him. And you gotta do it twice, unless you weakened him like I did with the flamethrower. Because he does seem to have some kind of, like, hit points. Like, once you take him to a certain, like, critical health level, the thing will finish him off. The problem is, you can't do it, no matter what you hit him with, despite the fact that he's basically got no hit points left, and only one QuickTime event will do it. Will send him flying. I don't like it. I don't like not being able to fight him. It feels dumb. It feels forced, and it's just tedious, so I'm going to call it there. And I'm going to gather my patience to go through this sequence again, because I don't like this sequence. I'm coming up on the time limit I set for myself anyway, so see you guys next time.